These are the top 10 strikers in FC24. No budgets, no limitations, no restrictions, but you have to be a naturalized striker. And I'm gauging this based on them playing as strikers. Beautiful people, what's happening? Today is going to be controversial. I appreciate a like and a comment on where you stand. Don't just critique. Honorable mentions. We have to start out with Ruud Gullit. He's technically eligible, but you should not play him as a striker. It's possible, but it's just not his best route. The Frenchman, Eric Cantona. This hurts my heart. He's my style of player, but he might need one more upgrade to get himself into an official top 10. Centurions, Marcus Rashford. It's the 3-star weak foot. I'm struggling to get past it, but I do rate him. Just wait till we get to the official 10. Puskas, the talent, undeniable, the Hungarian. However, I almost look at him as more of a creator, as just an all-out striker. You want him floating. Haaland, record breaker, cover star, already up to a 94. This is more of an investment play. And the reality, not every single person will love using Haaland, even with these upgrades, which makes it clear he should be in an honorable mention category. Everyone in the top 10, they are the best of the best, creme de la creme. There is no debate, or maybe the debate is just around where you place them. King Kenny Dalglish, he is definitely on a resurgence. He's back in action. I've thrown away so much bias as an Everton supporter to mention King Kenny, but I would like to reiterate he is most definitely back in full resurgence, maybe even better than some of his previous years and iterations. Di Natale, back with the sauce, extra serving. And again, maybe I look at him as more of a creator than just a true number 9. I'm not saying that's part of the requirement, but it's my list and it helps me justify putting him into the honorable mentions. And another reason that price point is on the up and up is that he has a playstyle plus for finesse shot. He is unleashing from anywhere on the virtual pitch. Butragueno, a respected but always underrated icon in any previous FIFA installment and even in FC24. Even with the 3-star skills, I love this man. His dribbling is phenomenal. A playstyle plus with technical, that R1 action. You haven't seen responsiveness at this level. Sammy Eto'o, potentially the best of the through ball merchants. It's an instant classic. Watch him find that space. Just electric. I will never forget his time at Barcelona, nor will you. The purest of finishers in the game. Any sort of 1v1, it's automatic. Ending the honorable mentions with a Frenchman and a bit of surprise this year in general. Griezmann, authentic. Truly ready to put on a performance. Some classic storytelling. Even with the 4-star skills and the 3-star weak foot, there's something about Griezmann this year, even more so inside or just on the edge of the box. At number 10, I've gone with Sonaldo. And there are multiple variations at this rating, and I prefer Sonaldo as a trailblazer with the rapid playstyle plus instead of finesse shot, which could be a hot take or a controversial take. I'm not sure. I think we all agree that Son has been built a little bit different. He reminds me of the Purple Sun from a few years back. Elite levels of composure and finishing, attacking, positioning, greens everywhere, 93 stamina, relentless, good size, good presence, 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot, and he feels like a striker. His best position clearly would be up front. That's my takeaway at number 10. But we had a lot of internal reflection and debate. There were a few different players that I thought were going to come into the opener to the list or the countdown, and Son ended up being the guy. At number 9, do we have a bias? Thierry Henry, the Frenchman. He's finally back to FC greatness. And he has not been in rotations regularly since the beginning of competitive FIFA. Since that point moving forward, we attempted, we maneuvered, we complained, we critiqued. Henry didn't feel as if he had the side-to-side quickness, that agile maneuver. And the irony, it might be what he's most famous for outside of scoring goals, is his manner in which he could turn a game, turn a defender, move effortlessly and cut inside. 91 overall, 6'2", 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot, but the shift comes down to play styles. And in ball control, having rapid for a play style plus, it gives him that bolt, that juice, that extra hit, maybe some additional adrenaline. At number 8, we have the Brazilian Jairzinho, who's maybe more or less thought of as a right winger, but you can play him up front. He's capable. He has that positional requirement. And just as an attacker, I find him so problematic in the best of ways. Got the 5-star skill moves, controlled explosive, the speed and the quickness, just brilliant. In the way that he interacts on the virtual pitch, he can give you something out of nothing. Not to broken record, many of you will think of Jairzinho as a winger, but even as a striker with the rapid playstyle plus, he will turn a defender like it's no one's business. At number 7, we're talking Johan Cruyff. The Cruyff turn, the inventor. Long hair, a shimmy, a shake, the best of the best when it comes to a fake shot. And I will say this, Cruyff, again, is more of a creator. And he can play up front without any concerns. High-low work rate, 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot. I do feel maybe a little bit of the physicality lets him down in some of the 50-50s, and his stamina is not the highest. And I still would prefer Cruyff potentially as an attacking mid. If you have a team that's just completely stacked, you could put him out wide, but I do like Cruyff centrally just because of his ability, an innate way to reconcile and make defenses nervous. You see the pace, the shooting, passing, dribbling. I don't need to read off stats. He's a special individual. At number 6, we have a familiar face, a hero who just received an upgraded triple threat item. We're talking about Ginola, of course, who's just built to be a striker. He's got those added helpers and the extracurriculars. The body type that fuels greatness, 6'1", 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot, high medium work rates. What is your concern? What is your complaint? Ginola doesn't fall under any of the rules. He's just got that extra it factor. He's proven in previous installments. This year has been no different. Doesn't hurt that he's added in a playstyle plus and technical, which with some of the R1 dribbling as it stands, this playstyle, R1 dribbling, they go hand in hand. At number 5, and this might answer the comparison question because Eusebio and Cruyff, plenty of compare and contrast over multiple years. We've heard the Portuguese and the Dutch on who's better, who should you choose, why or why not. This year, Eusebio just feels a little more direct and more powerful. He's got the 5-star weak foot, the 4-star skill moves. We can read off stats together if you like, but at this point of the game, we know the situation. And there's been a couple years where Eusebio wasn't as good. Even with only 3 playstyles, Eusebio commands a certain level of respect and just dictates the pace and the rhythm and the flow of every single match. Underrated on the physical as well if you get into some sort of shoving scenario. At number 4, and some would argue the largest influence in football of all time.
Direto pra área. No alto Pelé!
I wish that we had the opportunity to see Pelé compete in the current era of football because he would still be unstoppable. Again, many of you might argue that he's more of an attacking midfielder, but even if you shift him up front, he should be in everyone's top 5 as a striker. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, ridiculous numbers across the board. Nice little helper to have that Brazilian piece of flair with the trickster. When we get into some of these ratings, it's a nice addition with the play styles, but the icons aren't always following the rules. Even some of the heroes this year reminds me of the early editions when you throw it back and they used to be called legends, and we always said legends just had something extra. They felt a little bit different. They were more improved. They were better, even if the stats were the same. I'm echoing that sentiment the same way this year, where icons and heroes, there's something different in the way that they're working out. The output on the virtual pitch is tremendous. At number 3, and she was all over the walls, posters everywhere in my household, in my upbringing, we're talking about Mia Hamm. Brand new icon, comes in with 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot. I would argue the greatest woman player of all time. You might get a little pushback depending who you're speaking with. No one should deny her icon status. If you have played with Mia Hamm or gone up against her, nothing can be argued with this placement. She is pure chaos in the best of ways. Perfect execution, technique, a pure natural. Finesse shot, power shot on a playstyle plus. First touch, flare, rapid, relentless, and quick step. I send my condolences to your squad if you're going up against Mia Hamm. At number 2, and this might come as a shocker, just depending where you fall on the fence or on this debate, I've got the likes of R9, the Phenom. There's not a lot to discuss. We've seen him in action. Even to this day, I would argue the most naturally talented striker of all time. And it's unfortunate that he had some injuries and a thyroid issue. We saw the best of R9, but I don't believe we saw the best from a longevity perspective. Only has 4 playstyles, which might come as a surprise. And at number 1, you should have guessed it at this point, we have Mbappe. I've gone with the Trailblazers, which is his highest rated item at the moment. What's terrifying, I would say it's inevitable that he will have a 99 this year, and he's already unstoppable. If anything, you could argue that Mbappe is the current era R9-esque type of striker. There's something special and unique about him. He can create out of nothing. And we're talking virtual output, he's perfect. From the size to the work rates, the 5-star skills, there's not a player that's faster or more explosive with the ball. The way in which you can turn and explode past a defender or even chasing down a through ball, the 98 pace is authentic. But good luck naming a faster player with or without the ball. I refuse to believe it. An additional 5 play styles, but he's just made for FC success. I would even say last year and this year, his standard or baseline gold item are the best gold items we have ever seen in any installment, period. And I'm not sure that this is a hot take, but the greatest striker that we've ever seen in any FIFA installment, FIFA 20, Mbappe, foot birthday. We've chatted for quite a bit. I'm interested in your opinion. We brought out a top 10, and I might have given you 10 honorable mentions as well. So technically, you got a top 20. Could have made this into a top 25. Let me know your thoughts with different strikers. I look forward to some back and forth discussion. This is the position that makes such a big difference with your offensive awareness and output. And as always, I have a lot more content coming out ASAP. And don't forget to subscribe to the second channel, The Playbook, if you want gameplay in action.